Football, a brutal ballet of bone and muscle, thrives on raw power. From the trenches to the open field, players push the limits of human strength and athleticism. But who reigns supreme among these gladiators? Who are the pound-for-pound strongest players the NFL has ever witnessed? Today, we unleash the Titans, the legends whose strength redefined the game. Here are the pound-for-pound strongest players in NFL history. Aaron Donald. This Rams defensive tackle isn't just jacked. He's a walking earthquake wreaking havoc on offensive lines. Seeing him toss 300-pound linemen aside like ragdolls is as routine as breathing for Donald. And it's not just raw power. Donald's relentless motor and uncanny handwork make him practically unblockable. Opposing offensive coordinators triple team him, double team him, even quadruple team him. Yet he still finds ways to break through and wreak havoc. Remember his 20-sack season despite constant attention? That's Donald in a nutshell. Now, about his training. Let's just say it's unconventional. Remember the viral video of his trainer swinging a knife near him? Or the recent clip where he choked a teammate during a practice drill? While these methods raise eyebrows, there's no denying their effectiveness. They push Donald to the absolute limit, honing his reflexes and fighting spirit in ways conventional workouts just can't. But at the core of Donald's strength lies dedication. His 500-pound bench press max and mind-boggling 35 rep sets at 225 pounds aren't just numbers. They're testaments to countless hours of sweat and sacrifice. This relentless pursuit of physical and mental excellence is what truly sets Donald apart. Andrew Billings. This guy is not your average NFL defensive tackle. His strength wasn't born on the field. It was forged in steel years before he ever donned a pro jersey. By the time he arrived at Baylor, NFL.com already hailed him as college football's strongest player. But even that might be an understatement. Long before stepping into Waco, Billings shattered the Texas high school powerlifting record that stood for 22 years, previously held by none other than future Olympic weightlifter Mark Henry. This wasn't just a minor feat. It was a showcase of raw power on a different level. He squatted 805 pounds, bench pressed 500, and deadlifted 705 for a combined total of 2,010 pounds, all before graduating high school. Such dominance earned him the respect of his peers, and even more interestingly, his coaches. This past season, after Billings played for the Browns, his position coach, Chris Griffin, offered high praise. He's the strongest guy I've ever seen. He lifts our sled. It's like 2,000 pounds. Billings' story is about more than just lifting weights. It's about potential realized, a raw talent honed into a force on the field. He may not have racked up a sack record yet, but his presence demands attention. His strength a constant reminder that he is a player with extraordinary roots in the world of iron and sweat. Vernon Davis. Forget tight ends, Vernon Davis was a force of nature on the field. His 14-year career wasn't just built on talent. It was forged in a furnace of strength and speed that defied definition. Standing tall like a linebacker but moving like a blur, he possessed a combination of physicality and athleticism that left fans and opponents in awe. His nickname at Maryland, Cyborg, wasn't just a cool moniker. It was an apt description. This man wasn't human. He was a walking, talking marvel of muscle and agility. In college, he benched 460 pounds, squatted 685, and tossed around 355 pounds for 3 clean power cleans. Those numbers alone would be impressive for any player, but Davis wasn't done yet. He strutted onto the NFL Combine stage and did the unthinkable. 33 reps on the bench, a feat shared by beasts like J.J. Watt and Aaron Donald, while simultaneously clocking a blistering 4.38-second 40-yard dash. For someone that built to run that fast, it was almost unfair. But that was Vernon Davis, a unicorn in cleats, a living embodiment of impossible ain't in his vocabulary. His strength wasn't just about numbers, it was about impact. He used it to bully defenders, snag impossible passes, and pave the way for teammates. He was a battering ram with the grace of a gazelle, a living highlight reel sculpted from sheer athleticism. Larry Allen. Larry Allen entered the league with superhuman strength already baked into his bones. Rumors whispered of 500-pound bench presses during his Sonoma State days, a monstrous feat for anyone, let alone at 6'3", 325 pounds of behemoth. But those whispers soon roared into legend. Years later, Allen did the unthinkable. He shattered the NFL's perception of human capability. Videos immortalized his ascent: 635 pounds, 675, then a jaw-dropping 705 on the bench press. Each rep a defiant roar against limitations. Even at 35, at the 2006 Pro Bowl, he scoffed at age, pulverizing the competition with 43 reps of 225 pounds on the bench, a crown of iron placed upon his already legendary brow. John Kolb. John Kolb, standing tall at 6'2" and 260 pounds, spent 13 seasons in the NFL. His strength wasn't mere gym gossip. Stories whispered of him squatting a monstrous 700 pounds. But for Kolb, strength was more than numbers on a barbell. Back in the day, when CBS televised the World's Strongest Man contest, Kolb wasn't just a football player joining the fray. He finished a staggering 4th in both 1978 and 1979. In his final NFL season, at the ripe age of 34, Kolb conquered all in CBS's Strongest Man in Football contests. He later traded his tackle pads for a coach's visor, becoming the Steelers' strength and conditioning coach, Isaac Sopoaga. Isaac Sopoaga's path to becoming an NFL brick wall was forged in the sun-drenched fields of Samoa. While other athletes huffed and puffed over weight racks, young Sopoaga wrestled tree logs, tossed coconuts like shot puts, and honed his strength by flinging rocks at towering palm trees. By the time he reached the University of Hawaii, Sopoaga was a walking earthquake, benching 500 pounds and squatting over 700. Come NFL Combine time, he displayed his raw power with 42 reps on the bench at 225 pounds, mind you. Some say he could have kept going, mistaking it for the record. Sopoaga's story isn't just about monstrous lifts and bone-crushing tackles, it's about forging your own path, embracing unconventional training, and proving that raw determination can build mountains of muscle and turn an island boy into an NFL force. He stands as a testament to the power of unorthodox methods, a reminder that sometimes the strongest roots grow in the most unexpected soil. Stephen Paea. His 7-year NFL career might not spark epic highlight reels, but when it comes to raw strength, Stephen Paea etched his name in the Hall of Iron. At the 2011 NFL Combine, the 6'1", 300-pound defensive tackle did something that sent shockwaves through the league. He benched 225 pounds, a staggering 49 times. In a world where combine performance holds immense weight, a bench press feat like this is a golden ticket. Paea didn't just defy expectations, he shattered them, turning iron into a symbol of his indomitable will. Forget highlight reels, his legacy is forged in the sweat-soaked grind of the weight room. Chris Snee. A 6'3", 310-pound titan in cleats. Chris Snee, the former New York Giants' offensive lineman, wasn't just a blocker. He was a sculptor of running lanes, an architect of victory who moved defenders like chess pieces. But his strength wasn't confined to the football field. It seeped into the weight room, transforming him into a legend beyond the turf. In 2010, Powerlifting USA magazine, the authority on raw power, saw what the NFL already knew. Snee wasn't just strong, he was superhuman. They crowned him the league's strongest man and placed him on the cover. He benched over 600 pounds, a weight most gym rats dream of touching. Seated barbell front presses at 425 pounds. His story doesn't end with football. Upon retirement, Snee shed not just his pads, but nearly 100 pounds. The Iron Giant morphed into a leaner, sculpted figure, a testament to his control over his own body. Bob Young. Bob Young was an ironclad pioneer back when offensive linemen still feared barbells. The 6'1", 280-pound titan wasn't just lifting weights. Remember the World's Strongest Man contest against John Kolb? Young wasn't there to cheerlead, he was there to conquer. And conquer he did, finishing second, bested only by a professional weightlifter outweighing him by a cool 50 pounds. And guess what? Young won the squat event, leaving even the Giants trembling in his wake. Time couldn't tame his iron will. Even at 38, Young returned to the Strongest Man in football contest, claiming a well-deserved second place. His strength wasn't just about trophies, it was about longevity. James Harrison. Imagine, if you will, a 6 foot, 240-pound aspiring linebacker deemed too small for the NFL. Picture James Harrison, not as the fearsome sack machine he became, but as a rookie released 3 times and even discarded by the Ravens. It begs the question, what fuels a fire hot enough to forge a champion from such rejection? Harrison's answer? Sweat and iron. The weight room became his crucible, sculpting him into a muscle-bound marvel. With each rep, he defied the doubters, turning doubt into determination. The older he got, the legend grew. While other defenders faded, Harrison at 39 was still sending receivers flying and breaking the internet with gym feats. Just imagine, 675-pound hip thrusts. These weren't mere workouts. They were war cries, testament to a will of iron. Even in retirement, Harrison's legend endures. Videos surface of him effortlessly benching over 500 pounds, a defiant echo of his relentless pursuit of strength. James Harrison wasn't just strong, he was an ironclad will forged in rejection. He turned doubt into fuel, sweat into steel, and carved a legacy that whispers impossible is just another workout. Thank you for joining us today as we checked out the strongest players in NFL. Please remember to subscribe for more videos like this if you enjoyed. See you on the next one.